So we've all heard the hype about AI, but let's get real for a second. How can it actually make your day-to-day life easier, like right now? We're going to move way beyond just thinking about chatbots and really dig into how AI can become your own personal problem solver, your creative sidekick, and your ultimate productivity booster. We're pulling from a source that lists over 100 different ways to use it, so let's jump into the really good stuff.
I want you to think about all those little friction points in your day. Trying to figure out what's for dinner, again, or that leaky faucet that's been driving you nuts, or just trying to get all those thoughts swirling around in your head organized. What if you had something that could just handle it?
And that right there is the big mindset shift. The first step is to stop thinking about AI as this one single all-knowing thing. Instead, start seeing it for what it really is, a whole set of different tools. It's like having a digital toolbox where you can just grab the perfect tool for whatever job you need to get done.
So if you're going to use this toolkit, you first need to know what's inside, right? We can pretty much break down all the AI tools you're going to run into three main groups. Okay, first up, you've got your chatbots. These are your go-to conversational buddies for brainstorming, getting quick answers, or summarizing super long articles. Then you've got AI agents and apps. Think of these like digital assistants that can actually do things for you. And finally, there's this really cool idea our source calls vibe coding. Basically, it's a new way to build your own simple, custom tools just by describing what you want them to do, no heavy coding required. You just give it the vibe. Let's start at the beginning with what we'll call the crawl stage. These are the easy wins, the simple but honestly pretty amazing things you can do right this second with nothing but the phone you've got in your hand.
This is where AI gets so practical, it's kind of mind-blowing. You can literally just point your phone's camera at something and ask a question. See a cool flower on a hike? Ask what it is. A weird mushroom in your yard? Check if you should be worried. You see someone wearing a pair of shoes you love, snap a picture and find out where to buy them. The source even talks about fixing a leaking toilet just by sending a photo to an AI and asking, "What do I turn?" It's just that direct. And this really gets at the key difference between AI and, say, a Google search. Google gives you a list of links, and then you have to do the homework. And AI can take these incredibly complex, multi-layered questions and just give you a straight-up synthesized answer. I mean, just look at the level of detail here. You're not just asking for a coffee shop, you're asking for a whole walking tour that hits 3 hidden gems and also includes a night market. You're not just looking for investment advice, you're asking for advice tailored to a Canadian living in Hong Kong who gets paid in US dollars. That kind of specificity is where AI stops being a search engine and starts being your personal researcher. Okay, so now let's move from crawling to walking. This is the walk stage. This is where AI goes from being a neat little gadget to a seriously powerful co-pilot for your work and your life. I just love this quote from our source because I think we can all relate to this feeling, right? You wake up and there's just this storm of tasks and worries swirling in your head. Well, instead of getting bogged down by it, you can literally just ramble into your phone and have an AI instantly spit back an organized, prioritized to-do list. It's like offloading all that mental clutter so you can actually focus. You can also use AI for some seriously structured brainstorming. The source calls this answers leveling. So instead of just taking the first idea the AI throws at you, you guide it. You start with basic ideas, then you ask it to refine them. Then you ask it to combine them and add some creative rules. And finally, you have it develop the best ones into real, actionable concepts. This is how you really start to co-create with AI. And the possibilities here are just huge. I mean, imagine having an assistant that can summarize an entire hour-long meeting for you, or a dense 100-page report. It can take weeks of your scattered, messy notes and just, poof, turn them into a clean, structured list. You can even practice a difficult conversation by role-playing with it. Or, and this is a fun one, have it narrate a football game for you in real time if you have absolutely no idea what's going on. Okay, now for the run stage. This is where things get really, really cool. This is where we go from just using tools to actually building our own custom solutions that are perfectly tailored to our lives. And this is where we need to talk about AI agents. So, what is an agent? Simply put, it's an AI that can actually perform a whole series of actions for you across different apps to get something done. It's not just answering a question, it's doing the research, putting it all into a document, and then emailing you the summary all by itself.
And here is the most empowering part of this whole thing. You do not have to be a professional developer to do this. There are new tools popping up that let you build these complex workflows with simple drag-and-drop interfaces. You can connect different apps and AI skills to create something that works perfectly just for you. The author of our source material is super encouraging about this. They actually say, it's really not that hard, I promise. The whole key is just to start small. Build one little automation, see how it feels, and then build on top of that. This stuff is designed to be way more accessible than you might think. So we've covered the tools, we've covered the different stages, from crawling to walking to running. But all of this, every single application we've talked about, it all comes down to one single critical skill. It's not about which AI tool you use. It's about learning how to ask the right way. This slide just says it all, doesn't it? A basic prompt like write an email is going to get you a generic, basically useless result. But look at the great prompt. It gives the AI everything it needs, the context of a potential client, the exact tone to use, a super clear goal, and specific details to include. You're giving it the puzzle pieces so it can build something great. And that's really the big takeaway here. It all comes down to this. The quality of the answer you get is directly tied to the quality of the question you ask. Learning to be specific, to provide context, and to clearly define what you want, that is the #1 skill for unlocking everything we've talked about today. So that brings us to the end. From fixing a leaky toilet to organizing your entire life, the potential is already sitting right there, waiting for you. The only real question left is, how are you going to use it? What's the very first thing you will ask AI to do?